Hey, hey, we're back. Welcome back to another episode of Light It Up Live, where we're igniting minds and elevating faith, where we're trying to bring a little bit of light to a dark world, one episode at a time.
All
I'm your
right.
host. I'm your host. My name's John, but you know I don't do it alone. I got my boy with me, Josh.
What's happening, baby? How you
How
doing? How you
you
doing?
doing, my brother? I'm
I'm
doing
chilling,
good.
bro. Yeah, yeah.
Today is episode 17, brother. We took a break. How'd it feel?
Yeah, it was all right, I guess. You know, a lot going on in September, man. A lot going on.
Yeah,
You know what
there
I'm
is,
saying?
man. There is, and it's it's not a coincidence that we come up with today's topic. You
Ah, yeah, a hard September, man. Like,
yeah. Today's
Lord.
topic, you guys, is it's episode 17. Today's topic is when anger arises. We're going to be talking about what to do when anger arises and what to do afterwards. And we're going to dive into it and we're going to talk about it. But before we do anything, we always like to talk about how we came up with Light It Up Live. How we came up with Light It Up Live is from Genesis 1:3. Thank you to my boy Impact Wells for helping coming up with that. It is Genesis 1:3. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that light was good and separated the light from darkness. That's what we try to do here on the weekends here on Light It Up Live, is trying to
Hey,
bring a
man.
little bit of light into a dark world, one episode at a time.
It's
Yeah,
definitely a
man.
dark place, man. It's definitely dark.
It sure is. So when anger arises, boy, where do we
Oh,
begin?
I don't know. We both had an interesting, you know what I mean, little trials and tribulations this last couple weeks, huh? You
Yeah,
know?
man. And what people got to realize is that just because we're believers, just because we've been saved, it doesn't mean that problems aren't going to arise. It doesn't mean that we're perfect people. It doesn't mean that. Anger is
Oh,
going to come up. But what we're going to talk about today is that anger could either build walls or it could build wisdom. It could either create opportunity or it could create sin. It could either be a lesson or create sin. And that's what we're going to focus on today. We're not saying we're perfect at all, because boy, I know me, I know I'm far from it. Um, I just got
you-
angry. I just got angry recently, and I had to actually call Josh because I was thinking some pretty ugly things,
yeah.
and Josh kind of helped talk me down from that ledge, and we got over it. But that's the difference. But now, Josh, we were just talking about that before the show, huh? The difference now is that we can actually think about it before we react, and I think that's right there along the lines of building wisdom instead of building walls. You know what I mean, brother?
Absolutely, man. They say character development is the true aim of education. I mean, if we can't develop how we perceive things that come at us, then what can we do? I mean,
Mm,
I don't know, man. Getting angry is exhausting. I think every day that you're really angry is just a day you lost. You know what I mean? At the end of your life, you're not going to get it back. You spent the whole
yeah.
day being mad.
But let's be real. It's Anger's gonna happen. There's no I don't care who you are. There's no magic remedy to completely 100% get rid of anger. It's what you do afterwards or during. It's what you do then is the lesson. You know what I mean? Are you going to create sin? Are you going to create problems for yourself, or are you going to make it a lesson? Are you or you going to make it a sin or a lesson?
But it goes back to our key thing, forgiveness. You know what I mean?
Mm,
You gotta evaluate what you're mad at. Okay, like, hey, number one, who is the person that's bothering you? What is this person to you? Is it worth getting mad at? Could you lose more than you would gain by expressing to that person, hey, I don't like that. You know what I mean? So and but it just wears your soul thin. You know what I mean? To stay
absolutely.
angry. So if you just forgive it, I mean, if it really ain't nothing, it ain't nothing, right? You know,
Absolutely. As always, guys, remember that we are live on Facebook right now. We're live on Twitch, and we're live over there on our YouTube channel. You go to our YouTube channel, and in the search bar, put at Light It Up Live, all one word, and do us a favor, man. Hit that subscribe and that like button, and help the show out. You know, Josh, in the Bible, in Ephesians 4:26, it says, "In your anger, do not sin." It doesn't say, "Do not get angry."
no, no, it's
It
like
says,
the
"In your anger, do not sin." You know that Jesus even got angry.
oh yeah,
Jesus got angry, but it was righteous anger.
yeah,
Anger itself isn't a sin, it's how we handle it is what matters.
right.
It can become a sin if you let your anger get the best of you, but nowhere in the Bible does it say getting angry is a sin.
No, it's like the misconception of turn the other cheek. It doesn't mean hit me again. You know what I mean? It means forgive, but never forget, and adjust yourself accordingly. You know what I mean? That's what that
Amen.
means. So
You know, I think a lot of anger can stem from fear, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And fear from different
yeah,
places, it's fear because maybe some past trauma, you don't wanna be treated that way, and it reminds you of that. Fear of what other people are gonna think about you if you just let it ride, you know what I mean? And so I think fear could
or
be a
fear.
big part of that too, bud.
Yeah, or fear of losing your opportunity. You know what I mean? Because
Right,
sometimes, yeah, some anger that's directed at you, you got to check it. If you don't check it, it's going to continue. And I mean, that's a real man's rule. But
right,
sometimes, like if it's at work, you just can't go on about normalcy. You know what I mean? You gotta
right.
bite the bullet and decide what makes you mad and what doesn't. You know?
Yeah, and it often it's a sign that something deeper needs attention. You know what I mean? You're dealing with something deeper than maybe even you realize. There's some underlying pent up issues that you're dealing with, and something pops up, and it turns into anger, and you use it. That's almost fuel for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. It's like PTSD. I don't like to use that term because it's taken out of context too much. But yeah, growing up, we had different things that triggered us, and one of the things is people talking reckless to us, thinking that they won't, what I'm saying, they're writing checks that the rest. And and it had bothered us, and we
Right,
dealt with it in our own way that worked. You know what I mean? So as we grew and became better people, we're not angry. We want to deal with it the same way, but the
right.
better person's like, no, man, you're going to lose that lesson, or you're going to lose that opportunity if you do.
Well, guys, it's one of the favorite times in my show. It's one of my favorite segments, and it's actually the favorite music that we've come up with for the show. It's time for Josh's spotlight, baby.
It's groovy, man. It's groovy. Yeah.
Okay, you know what time it is. It's time for Josh's spotlight.
Oh,
Hey,
remix.
my spotlight. My spotlight.
What you got for today, Josh?
Well, just another spotlight on the topic matter. You know what I'm saying? Because I really couldn't think of anything specifically to pull out. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to anger management. You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking I used to get accused when I was younger of being passive aggressive. You know what I mean? And that would make me mad just because I didn't want to talk to somebody, or if I didn't want to be around a group of people, all of a sudden I'm a bad person and I'm angry, and it didn't feel fair to me. You know what I mean? So my spotlight is going to be on. I was in foster care for a while, and I had to speak to a psychiatrist. This guy's name was Joe, and Joe told me that, I mean, at first I didn't agree with what he said at all. I thought it was ridiculous sounding, you know what I mean? But as I've gotten older, I realized this man was exactly on point. He said, he said, people don't make you mad, you make yourself mad. And I was like, no, that guy cussed me out, or this person, smacked the back of my head. And no, and he's like, yeah, but you allowed yourself to get out of control of yourself. He goes, and that is the real problem. You know what I'm saying? As a man, as a person, as a good person, You know what I mean? You should always be in control of yourself. And it didn't work out for me at first. I heard his advice. I took it. I still lived the way I lived. And he was right, man. He was right. Yeah, I just had something like 2 days ago happen that the old me would already been on the phone like, hey, man, you don't talk to me like that ever in your life. But it's just gonna, like you said, it's gonna waste my opportunity, or it's not gonna be a lesson learned. And you know what? For me, John, honestly, to forgive, and I know this sounds corny or whatever, man, but it does something to it. Makes me feel so much better. It also lets me know where to place people
Mm.
in my emotional range of things. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like you, man. I love everybody. I trust everybody right off the bat. I think everybody's great, and then I see their side effects. You know what I'm saying? And I notice maybe they're not, but you know what? I have to learn that lesson. I have to see it for myself. Like I can even have someone else tell me, "Hey, don't trust that guy because of X, Y, and Z." And I'm like, cool story, bro. But I'm gonna see for myself, you know what I mean? Because they might treat you that way because you are not a nice person, you know, or whatever. So yeah, being in control of your anger is like some kung fu stuff. You know what I mean? It's like it's amazing if you can do it. I'm not fully in control of my anger. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? Because like you said, we're not perfect. That's reserved for Jesus. And we make mistakes, but you know what? If we got each other to talk to, or anybody to talk to about it, you know, might come up with a better conclusion that won't
Mm.
destroy your life. You know what I mean? Because some things will. I've seen people react out of anger, and it's totally ruined their whole life just in 5 seconds of decision.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, that's my spotlight, man. You know what I'm
That
saying?
what that's solid advice, dude. He
Yeah.
was right. He was right, man. That is how did he word it again?
He said that people don't make you mad. You make yourself mad. And
Hey,
I thought he
man,
was crazy. I was like,
that's
you're crazy.
that's so good, man, because you do.
You
And
do.
you're the one that's letting that get to you. You know, but it's hard sometimes, you know. I mean, when that anger, it's because it's a real emotion. You know, we
Yeah.
can't help it. You know,
It's sharp.
even if we're trying to, you know, we're trying to be better people, you know, and it's just there's nothing you could do when it arises. But what you can do is know what to do when it is there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're talking about. And I've got a few things jotted down: healthy versus unhealthy responses. And healthy will be pausing, praying, expressing feelings respectfully. In other words, I don't like the way you're talking to me. Instead of unhealthy, lashing out, holding grudges,
Right.
letting anger linger.
Yeah.
And you were talking about forgiveness. You know, we forgive for ourselves.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's where people get it twisted. We forgive for the benefit of our health. We don't forgive for them. We're
No.
forgiving people for us, for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think people get that twisted. So I think they have a hard time forgiving somebody because they're like, I ain't forgiving him. He don't deserve it.
Yeah, he'll just
But
do it again. If I
but
forgive
you
him, he's just gonna do
but
it. No.
but you do. But you deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, because we do. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not turning the other cheek. You know what I mean?
Man.
It's literally just telling the person, look, I'm gonna put you here at arm's length now. Thanks
Hey,
for letting me know, bro. Appreciate it. It's like
that's
loaning
right.
somebody $5 and then they don't call you no more. Wow, that person cost me $5 to lose. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now let's keep it moving.
Yeah. The pausing thing, man. It gives yourself a moment before reacting.
Yeah.
If you could just remember that pause, it seems like such a minimal little thing to think about, like pausing. But man, if you could just give yourself a minute to pause and really think about it, it could really help before you react.
Yeah, because if you
You
just
know,
shoot from the hip, it's not probably not gonna be good.
and you always regret it. And
Yeah.
then praying. How about ask God for wisdom and patience during that time?
Yeah.
You know, how about praying? And
I've always
then
found myself like when I'm in a situation like that and someone's like getting mad at me, or I literally always try to talk it down. Like I'll tell them, look, man, I'm sorry, you might have misunderstood what I meant. I didn't mean it like that, man. We cool, I just wanted you to do this, and then we're gonna do that. You know what I mean? And I would try to sugarcoat everything I could. And if that doesn't work, because I mean, you can obviously tell what I'm doing. You can obviously tell that the better person in the conversation is trying to de-escalate. No matter if they're in the wrong or not, I'm still like, hey, you know. But that
But
pause
then,
helps.
and yeah, and then also I think there needs to be a process. I think you need to ask yourself, okay, what's the real root of this anger? Is it because so and so said that to me, or is there another reason for this? Is there something else? Is there really another root to this? Is there really another reason why I let that get to me? I
Yeah,
think that'd be an important thing to ask ourselves, right?
absolutely. Like I had an older guy get mad at me and attack me. And I didn't do nothing really wrong to him for the amount of anger that he had. And when I was faced with the choice of pressing charges on this old guy, I said no, because there was something going on in his life that he was mad at. It had nothing to do with me, and I could tell. You know what I mean? And I even told him that. I was like, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I hope it gets better. You know what I mean? And yeah, because that's exactly right. Most of the time when people get extremely mad at you for no reason, there's something going on that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and then that's exactly what we're talking about. And then maybe we could channel it into some constructive action like writing or exercise. Exercise is a really good one. Exercise.
Yeah, it gets it all out. You know what I'm saying? In a physical
Yeah,
form. You can get mad.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to get upset and clean the whole house.
Yeah, yeah. The
My
wife
lady
loved
loved it,
that.
man. She was like, yeah, she was like, that's great. What are you mad about? Who cares? I just,
Should
keep
be
it in a
making you mad,
jar.
making you
Yeah.
mad for a reason. Your hair's ugly.
Oh yeah. That's why I don't think she never mind if I played Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Because I get mad at that game and get up and do something. Like I need to do something with my life. Sit here playing this stupid game.
What do you remember a time that you reacted in anger and you wished you didn't?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, quite a few. Quite a few. Like a couple times it's cost me my job. One time it
Yeah,
almost cost me my freedom. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
$20,000 later, and I managed to get out of that. But yeah, yeah. And I think that's another reason that I'm like, I gotta think before I act, man. I really do. Even
Well, so
even
what 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 has helped you cool down before you speak out or act now? What helped you get to that level?
honestly, what's really helped me now was I was facing 30 years. And that was I'm almost 50 now, dude. I've been the rest of my life because I got angry and acted out of anger. And I didn't do that for years. I was a good person. I mean, I still am, you know what I mean? And I allowed somebody to push my buttons, you know what I mean? And
Uh,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, now, oh yeah, yeah. I was with Junior the other day, and we was on I-4 going down the road, and some guy had some road rage with me, and he was mad, man. He was pulling up next to me, telling me he's gonna beat me up, and I'm just
oh
smiling at
wow,
him the whole time. Yeah, and that's when I realized, hey, I think I'm doing better at this. You know what I mean?
that's
And
right.
yeah, he's like, I'll beat you up. I'll beat you up. I was like, no, you won't. And just kept
Oh wow,
smiling at him, but that made him
yeah.
mad.
Have a good day.
Yeah, yeah, he
God loves
did.
you.
He
Jesus
was
loves
so
you.
yeah, yeah, dude. Oh, kill him with kindness, man. It works too, you know. You know.
Yeah, I Josh, I dealt with anger for a very, very long time. Um,
Oh yeah.
I've only been able to get better with anger, and I'm not done yet. I've only been able to get better with anger. It's been like the last 5 years, on this whole change in my life over, and it's exhausting being angry all the time. It just is, but it was a feeling I couldn't help. But now that I think back on it, I think part of it was how do you say it? Not a facade, but it was kind of like a reputation thing you want to uphold.
Well,
You
yeah,
want to,
it was your
you want to,
armor, man.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was yeah,
right,
it was your armor. That's all it was. It's
yeah,
from a young life of people coming at you. You know what I mean? Because when we're kids, we want to love everybody, you know, but things in life happen and things come at
Yep.
you, and you build this wall around
Right.
yourself, and no one's knocking that wall down. You know what I mean?
That's
Jesus
right,
can,
man.
but that's about it.
Jesus can.
He can knock it down, man. He can build you back.
Now you know what I
Oh,
think an important thing is that that we teach our kids. You know, we can use this. We can help teach our kids, our friends, heck, and maybe even our spouses to how to handle anger, maybe in a godly way. You know, and maybe, and that's exactly why we wanted to do this show when me and Josh talked, is because hey, we just dealt with some problems in our lives that we were both angry. It happened to me, and a couple days later, then Josh called. You know, I call him, and a couple days later, Josh calls me, and we both dealt with some anger things, and when Josh's happened, we had already come up with this title because of my anger that was coming up. And then, boom, a couple days later, he gets angry and said, boy, we got the right topic this time,
yeah,
don't
right. I was like,
we?
well, I'm in the show for sure, boy. You don't even know. But look what we decided out of all of it. There's
That's right.
no regrets. No regrets.
None.
I mean, I'm still not done with mine. You know, I hope it goes well
Yeah.
on Monday.
Well, you know,
But
the difference is that we're not lashing out, and we didn't create sin over it.
no,
You know,
no.
that's the important thing, is we didn't create sin over it. We're trying to learn from it. We're trying to grow from it.
And I'm not gonna lose, you know what I mean, anything because of my decision. You
Amen.
know, I could have. It's very easy. You know, you can pick up
Yeah,
a phone and destroy your whole life with one phone call if you really wanted to.
absolutely.
Yeah, but who's got
Absolutely.
time for that, man?
Word.
I sure don't.
Yeah, but
Now I can't tell you I won't be angry in the future. You know what I mean? I
oh
can't
yeah, we're gonna
promise
be.
nobody nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
we were talking about, nowhere in the Bible does it say that you cannot get angry.
No. Just
Ephesians, I'll
read
say
through
it
all.
again. Ephesians 4:26, in your anger, do not sin. It doesn't say do not get angry. It
No.
says
No.
in your anger, do not sin.
In your anger be
Jesus,
justified.
Jesus, Jesus even showed anger. He showed righteous anger, but Jesus even showed anger. I think it was called the temple cleansing. Jesus even showed anger, man.
Yeah.
But he did not sin. That's the important part. Anger itself isn't the sin. It's not.
No.
Getting angry is not a sin. It's what you do afterwards or during the anger. It's how you handle it. Could become the sin.
Yeah. Just
So
be
don't
justified.
when
Justified in what you do.
yes, when
Yeah.
you do get angry, don't feel like, oh, I'm sinning because I'm so angry. No, you're not. It's what you do from that moment, if you sin or not.
Yeah. Even if you think about crazy things when you're mad. It's
Yes,
still not a
you're
sin. As long
human.
as you know what I'm saying, as long as you can't help it.
You're human.
And with the way, look, I've been telling people this too, because I've had people ask me, you know, I think crazy things. What is that from? What do you think that's from? That's from the movies, the media, the games, all the things we got in our face. It's
Yeah,
so
man.
wide open that it doesn't make you a bad person, and it's not a sin. You know what I mean? It happens to
Right.
everybody. We all think crazy things. You know what I mean? But doing them, just like getting mad, doing something about it, that defines us right there.
Right.
I mean, if you want to look through Psalms 144, all the verses in that book, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jesus talks about, you know what I mean, being angry and expressing it the right way, you know. I was just reading that today, as a matter of fact, man.
Amen.
Pretty good.
Amen. Well, you guys, I'm glad we got to come back on, man. We were off for a couple weeks, but we are going to be back again next weekend. I think that's about all we got for tonight. Go Seminoles!
Yeah, I was about to say it's
I'm,
good.
I'm
A little bit of a short show tonight because the game is on, and that's
the game is
okay.
on. I'm going to go watch the Seminoles. That's why we started a little bit early, and
All
we're
right.
going to finish a little bit early too.
I mean, I told you should have had the game sitting next to you, man. That way you could
No,
have
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. No, man, I would have been like, go, go, go.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Bring me out like house is on fire. We got to go. Like, oh my goodness. All
But
right. Well,
it's that time in the show that I have my final thoughts. At the end of each show now, we're doing my final thoughts. And Josh, this is my final thoughts.
Oh.
You know, anger is something every one of us will face. It's a human emotion, and even Scripture doesn't tell us to avoid it completely. It tells us not to let it lead us into sin. The truth is, anger can either be a weapon that wounds or a tool that teaches. The difference comes down to how we choose to respond. When that fire rises up inside, we have a decision. Will we lash out and let it control us? Or will we pause long enough to let God guide us through it? Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is take a deep breath, step back, and ask, Lord, what are you showing me at this moment? Josh, those are my final thoughts, brother.
Those are good thoughts, man. I like it. I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Amen, amen. Okay, you
Hey,
guys,
look.
it's about time for us to be done. What's that? Who's in? Who's
You
in?
know, oh, Miss Jerry Bacon's
Okay.
here.
Hi, Mama. How you doing?
All right, all right.
Mama's in the chat.
She is our biggest fan.
Mom, yeah, she is. She is. She's always here to support us. I love my mama
My,
so much.
you better, man. Mama loves you.
That's right.
My
But
mama
yeah,
says she watches it after this show. She has a hard time catching it live, man. She
yeah, it's
has a hard time
okay.
checking emails, so she'll be
That's
all right.
okay. You guys don't forget to go to our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe to the channel, help us
It's
spread the
free.
news. We'll see. It's for free. We will see you again next week, right here at the same time, Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m. We love you guys so much. And remember, your rope's longer than you think. God's rope, it has no end. And hold on tight. God bless you guys. We love you so much. We'll see you again next week. And God bless.
So light it up, let his love shine. Stories of grace, hope redefined. Heart to heart, let's lift our eyes. Welcome home to light it up alive. In a world that feels so dark, we carry hope, we spark a spark. Faith and love, we come alive. Together here on Light It Up Live. So light it up, let his love shine. Stories of grace, hope redefined. Heart to heart, let's lift our eyes. Welcome home to Light It Up Live. Welcome home to Light It Up Live. In a world that feels so dark, we carry hope, we spark a spark. Faith and love, we come alive. Together here on Light It Up Live. So light it up, let his love shine. Stories of grace, hope redefined. Heart to heart, let's lift our eyes.